Hello and welcome to this Sunday show, G on air. I have some mixed green juice here. I hope you're doing well. It is today. It is the new moon yesterday and the new year, the human design year today. So while I was getting ready for the show, and as always, I cannot predict time. So who's watching here live, say hello. Who's watching the replay, say hi in the comments below. Every Sunday I come on live at some point in the evening here, German time, and I talk about a couple of things that I observe throughout the week in this industry, with my clients, within my own experience of being a projector 6-2, defined heart and splenic authority. Hello there, a couple of you are popping on. Say hi. How are you feeling today? We have New Year, the new human design year, gate 41, and it is line 1 day. It is a first line day, and I'm a second line body. So, hi Theta. Hi Maria. Hello. Come on. Say hello in the comments so that I can see who's here. It is the first line day, of course, and we're talking about information today. I'm going to share some information. I'm going to disrupt some thoughts, some perspectives. This is a show where I want to give you, every Sunday I want to hang with you. And definitely we're going to transfer this at some point to YouTube, because at YouTube you have a little button where you can push it and then it notifies you whenever I go on, and this is so convenient. And I'm planning on rebuilding my other room into a studio so that everything is a little bit bigger and a little bit more spacious. So new year, now we have all the planets out of the retrograde energy, and this is the forward momentum, and also it is a lot of more clarity in the field for you. What do you want? Gate 41 is about the desires. We went just out of, Jessica's here, we went just out of gate 60 in the root, which is, I had it defined as well, limitations. So when we feel limited in our life experience, in our self-expression, in our wants, in our desires, in our wishes, in our vision, then now gate 41, we're asked for, what is it that you do want? How can we accept those limitations? Okay, this is what I have, this is who I am, how I express myself, how I run my business, how I was in relationships. And 41 is now into, okay, now let's create a new experience. Doreen is there. Hello, gorgeous. Let's dance into this new year, new human design year. We're finally in the energy of this 2023. And it is big this year for so many of expansion, especially till March. It is about preparation. Then when we have Mars full out of the shadow phase of its retrograde, the even more forward momentum when Pluto goes into Aquarius is going to be like a fireworks of innovation, new things. So the second phase of the year, of this year, the second 6 months will be a little bit slower, will be a little bit more turbulence, and a couple of things will change also on the worldly stage. So if you want to prepare for a big quantum leap, like now is the time. Now is it not just, I'm slowly into the year. This is go time. Gate 41 is asking you, what is it you want? Like bigger desires. What are you craving? What are you hungry for? What are you hungry for? And then my birthday is in 5 days. I'm like hungry for so many different new things, especially different conversations. And that's why I'm very excited to see how this show gonna evolve, because I'm half receptive, half strategic. So there's always something in me that I have no idea, and this gonna be pulled out by you asking me questions, by what I observe, and I get invited to talk about, to share in Projector manner. And then there's also my mind, who has a certain plan for where I want this to go with my desire motivation. In order for you to have a different perspective, to see things differently, I'm not here teaching, so I'm not really, and actually, this is what we're going to talk about. I had a big message. A sentence came up from Saturday to, from Friday to Saturday. Like, I don't want to teach anymore. And if you received my email, you already know it. Like, I'm done with teaching. So there was a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a bottom of the thing, when you kind of get to the bottom of something, and there was a little bit of, do I really need to teach? No, I'm a fucking sixth line. Like, it's like, I teach by modeling. So I sent out this email, got so much feedback back from that email about, oh my God, I feel the same. I don't want to teach anymore. This just came up in the last weeks. I am done with teaching and explaining and how I did what I did. I'm like, yep, I know why. I know why this is. And if this resonates with you, share in the comments. Like, do you feel like you don't want to teach anymore? You want to talk about different things with your clients or with your audience? And by the way, if you're hopping on here and you're watching live, then say hello. It would be really a sign for recognition to a projector if you're coming on a live stream to at least say hello. Let's have some little higher standards here, okay? That would be super. That would be super good, because I'm also done by all this, oh, she cannot see me, or I'm just popping into this live energy, everybody's free, everybody's going live here. Like, let's just say hello. Can we just say hello? That's why I'm like, I want more in-person meetups, because we would not do that, right? We not enter a room and just not saying hi. Why is this just in the internet? Hello, yes, hello. Hello, good to see you. I want to have this on Sunday more as a let's hang together on Sunday. I mean, instead of watching Netflix. I've never ever watched Netflix in my entire life. And I don't care if you watch Netflix or not, but I'm like, I don't know how this functions with Netflix. Hi, Sabrina. So I'm like, this is Gingerflix, so that's better. Yeah? And if you don't know about my YouTube channel, the link is in my link tree. You can binge watch there a couple of things. There's still so much here on this page. You're going to take this all down. So how this all, like, we all do not want to teach anymore, right? And that's the key. The thing is, what are you craving? Gate 41 is, what are you craving? If you don't want to teach anymore, then as a projector, you are here to guide, right? We're here to guide. We're guides. And the way how projectors coach or work with clients, it's still too much responding. Tell me the how, tell me what you see, tell me what your answer is. Guidance is also not telling them where to go and what to do. It's really asking questions and having a more, such a conversation, not a conversation, but a very interactive conversational way of guiding, where you need to go deep. We all want to go deep. And so I'm looking here onto my laptop, because what I am doing, so that you get a little bit of a background throughout the week. I could go live every day, but I also have other things to do and to build and to grow. And so what I do is I make a list with all the topics that I observe, and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about it. I want to share my opinion about this. I have a perspective on that. And why is that I'm doing this? Because I have desire motivation. I do believe it is developmental. It's the same with need motivation. It's educational. It is for you, that you get a different perspective on the things. And what I found most valuable is the difference between understanding deeper source-based and then the context of what I see now with common sense of human design or coming out of that coaching industry, all these different perspectives, I found that only when I am in circles and rooms with other people who have a different perspective on things, who have deeper knowledge, more expertise, mastered other topics, or are just older and have more wisdom and life experience and are further ahead in their journey, I always learn something. And most importantly, it shifts my perspective or my understanding about the world and reality and what is not true. And this entire conditioning that we experience with our upbringing, our openness and our centers, what we think, how we should show up, how we should live our lives, all these shoulds, it gets destroyed so quickly when we see how others are doing it, or when they give us information that is not out there. And so I decided to make a list, and maybe at some point I will do a little poll after a week, maybe on Saturdays, so that you can also vote what you want to hear me talk about most, because this is where I say I don't want to teach anymore. I don't want to come on this live stream and say, this is today I'm going to talk and tell you and teach you about these things. No, this is just me observing and having fun about talking about the things that I observe and sharing my wisdom, safe fun manner. And then when I'm with my clients, I talk about what that means for them in their business, or we deepen the conversation and we kind of have a more personal perspective on them, what that means for them, or how they can apply these things to their life situation, relationships, how they lead their clients, etc., etc. So I have one thing noted with this pop HD culture. I'm not sure if I want to go there, but if you have any questions, please feel free. I always also encourage you on Sundays to ask me a couple of questions here in this little question box. And this entire concept of I don't want to teach anymore came up. So this I don't want to teach anymore, and I don't want to be in a box anymore, and I don't want to be in this concept of how am I supposed to work with clients. Even with this understanding of my design now, there's so much that I'm going to do different this year, and it feels so liberating. So even the concept of run, like a couple of clients with mine as well, the more individual channels you have, I don't want to have the feeling that I run a business or that I work on something bigger. Even these words don't fit for projectors. We're here to guide. We're not here to run anything. We're not here to work on anything bigger, not even on our vision. We are the vision, period. And with my second line, there's so many things where I noticed while I was getting ready, I'm a second line. I could now come on here and say, I'm not on time because I'm an hermit and I was retreating today. And no. You know what the second line is about? Courage. And she just wrote, I just want to do my thing. And I'm so confident and so courageous and so bold because I know myself so well, and I know that anything that I do, I'm amazing at when it's correct for me and when I want to do it, and when my authority is telling me to do it. Whatever, like second lines, can we get honest here? Whatever we start doing from passion, we're good with it. Kind of in a very efficient, and projectors, if you have hard times to get to wealth and success and money, and you feel it takes a long road, we're projectors, we're efficient, we are the shortcut. So there are, and all this resting conversation around there actually slows so many projectors down. Even a conversation I had today with other projector, she's a 5-1 self-projected, and she said, you know what, if I could not work more than 3 hours per day, I would be bored. I just want to do my things that I love, and work for projectors just looks different. Yeah, even this observing and sharing, this is work now, because I share my perspective. I create visibility. I create recognition for that. So it is interesting because the second line goes online like that. I just own it. I just own that I'm good at it and I don't need to be on time. And I actually don't want to be bothered. This is so funny always when I talk with my mentor. He's a 2-4. It's like, I like people, but then I don't want to be with people. And then my second line is bold and presents herself on the stage. And I'm like, okay, no, just don't bother me, but I just want to do my thing. Who is the second line? Who can resonate with this? Yeah. You know? So I never resonated with the word hermit. And Ra said about that is we need the time to pull back to get good at our natural gifts, definitely. But we need to present ourselves as well to have to be called out. So I have no idea. My second line is my body. So I have no conscious awareness about what I'm good at. And I get to be called out. So when I come online and say, I have a topic, I'm going to teach you about this, it feels heavy. It feels heavy because it's so against my design. Yes, 6 lines are role models, have wisdom, are good at teaching, but in fact we're teaching by modeling. And when there's too much explanation, then especially projectors explaining all the things that they're seeing and all the things that that others are doing wrong, and instead of guiding them back to self-empowerment, back to understanding themselves better, asking questions, going deeper, getting to the root cause of it instead of giving them the quick answer. This makes a moment of success. It creates a moment of success if generators respond, if projectors just give the answer and feel successful. But is it really that? Because when people then come back to you and ask the same question, who's bored? Who's bored to teach the same things again? Who's bored? I was bored as I was teaching yoga and had to talk about downward facing dog all the time, over and over again. But then breaking it down for them, so that they kind of understood it and they could practice it themselves. Like Ashtanga is different because you get empowered to learn the sequence and the teacher is not telling you the sequence. That's guiding. That's guiding. And I had this epiphany the other night about, okay, Ashtanga yoga is really the teacher gives you one pose and then he said, go do it and teach and practice it. I'm not telling you the next thing. You got to learn. You got to remember. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm teaching you, empowering you. You know, we don't want to have these people hang on to us and drag them forward. So why is it that so many coaches out there, especially coaches, don't want to be coaches anymore, don't want to be teachers anymore? Why is that? Tell me, why are you done with teaching? Why are you done with teaching? It's not that we do not want to share what we know, right? But for me personally, it's this explaining how I do it and why I do what I do. I stopped doing that in 2021 in summer. That was a moment where I draw the line and say, I'm done offering offers where I share the how to apply your human design to create offers based on your design. How to attract more clients based on your blah, blah, blah. And this is the number, the profile number, this, and this means this. Now, my transmitter is good at this. I could translate it, but that is teaching a mind model versus, and it does not matter what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing because it isn't relevant for you anyways. So I think that a lot of projectors feel they have to explain what they're doing and why they're doing it this way because we do it so differently, right? We do it so differently. And that's the whole point. What is exhausting about this entire teaching is that we cannot actually explain it because they won't get it anyways. And they're also not meant to do it our way. And this is the difference between a projector who is able to guide and a projector who is still in this responding mode. So what is actually missing? That's why I came a little bit from this pop HD culture. They teach a lot about design in such a surface level that people think, oh, it's still not working. I have to learn more about my design. What is in my chart? What do you see in my chart? Why I have money blocks? This is what I get asked so much. What is it that what in my chart is attracting my clients? And I say nothing. Actually, nothing in your chart. It is how you live it that either is creating the geometry, the right fractal, where you, especially projectors, have to learn how to create recognition, how to understand the mechanics of the aura, to even using that knowledge in business. And this entire over information of this level of information is causing even more confusion, because there's this mumbo jumbo of so much language and frequencies and energetics and wealth and magnetism and all that causes more this blah 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 blah. But what do they actually say? What is actionable? What is practical? What is it that you leave with, where you know what to do and what not to do, and why things are working or not working, and what to do instead and what to focus on instead so that it's working for you? For you specifically, not for you, not for you, not for anyone, just for you. Have you ever thought that? Have you ever came out of a program like, yeah, that was a lot of words, a lot of modules, a lot of fluffy explanation, and even if it was a very clear, I teach you how to, then it was still not working. The transfer in the daily life and the experiment are missing, yeah. And why is it missing? Why is it missing? Because those people also don't share what they actually do in their everyday life. What is missing is the fucking truth. The fucking truth of what it takes. And I was sitting there, I was like, this is so good for our 6 lines. And when we go into the new cross, you know what we have? We have the background frequency of a 6th line. Right now, we are in the frequency every cycle, every cross starts from the 6th line, from the last line, and goes down. So every cycle is around 400 years. And when we start a new cycle, 2027, we start in the 6th line. And then over time, it goes 5th line, 4th line, 3rd line, 2nd line, 1st line. Right now, we are in the 1st line. People are asking for a lot of information. It's the information day and age. In the last 25 years, Google just had their birthday. It was 25 years. So the last 25 years, I can remember the invention of the internet. Hi Paulina, beautiful picture. Hey, I'm so glad. As I saw your picture today, Paulina is one of my clients on the HD Lounge of Projector as well. And we had a call yesterday and she changed her picture, and it's so beautiful. I had such a softening feeling as I saw this new picture. It's so gracious, it's so queen style. I love it. So coming back to the cycle, we are in the 1st line phase. 1st line is, I need more information. I need a better foundation to make decisions. It is the pivotal, it's the climax of the mind model. And everything, the business, the coaching industry, the personal development industry, the even NLP methods, like everything, manifestation, mindset work, like everything came out of this information. I need to know more. I need to know more about astrology. At first it was astrology. Then there was the personality test. Then there was slowly human design, and then it's gene keys, and then there are other modalities, other systems. And everything is like knowing, knowing, knowing. And the detriment of a first line is fear of not knowing enough. So when we look at this entire bigger global stage, the global stage, then we have all this information, news agencies, media. Who's controlling the world, really? It is the news, information, right? And what we then go up when the wheel turns, it's gonna be sixth line. So what is sixth line standing for? It's the embodiment of that information and the lived experience of everything from the first, second, third, fourth, fifth on the roof down, and having the entire experience of everything from the first line to the implementation, to trial and error, to the relationships in through universalizing it, to having practical things that were not working, into a very, from the personal truth into an objective truth, and knowing, okay, this is what works for me, and I have integrated it, and actually I'm living it. This will not be the ones after 2027 who gonna be standing out, leading, also on a global stage, right? We've got talking from politics to coaches. Like the entire background frequency is that those who will embody their work with true authenticity will be the ones who will be most trusted. Right now, the ones who have the most information and can manipulate this information in the best way are the ones in control and power, right? Can I get an opinion from you? So why so many are saying I'm done with teaching? I see the program already working. The energy, the background frequency is changing, and it impacts the neutrino field, and it literally goes through our bodies into an emotion. And I see it. That's my biggest gift, that I have information that I don't even know about. To be honest, I had no clue. There was no note that I'm gonna talk about this, what I just said. And whenever I go live, at first I'm a little bit like, I don't really know, but then I know at some point my transmitter kicks in and something comes out that is so fucking genius that I'm like, okay, I got it. Doreen, take this as a note. We're gonna give this to Jan. He's gonna cut this out, and we're gonna repurpose that content. This is what I need to do so that these things are captured, because this is what more need to hear. And that's why my spleen said it's more healthy, it's thriving to create a show every week, to just go live and see what comes out, and who is on the right fractal will hear it. And the ones who are smart and it's correct for them and will be correct projectors and thriving are in my inner circles, and we're going to talk and deepen about this. Because also in entrepreneur context, also working with men and entrepreneur couples and all that, I want more of impact makers in my world who have the right information and can bring that into their spaces. And this is not what you read on social media in any posts. Easier to hear when it comes from you like this. Yeah, because the transmitter is the biggest gift of, I give you information in a context. and this information looks different. That's why I'm not teaching design anymore. I'm guiding through design, and it looks different for everyone. Every conversation with a client is different, and this is what I want more about. That's why I created my spaces the way. I'm not running programs anymore. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I have mentorship spaces from 6-week immersions and intensives to 6 months, 1 month, 1 year. Everything is possible in my world, but it has to be mentorship. There is no teaching anymore, because after the sixth thank you, Christina. When we are in the 6th line background frequency, and this is what will happen this year. This will happen this year when Pluto goes into Aquarius. Not when Pluto goes into Aquarius, when Saturn goes out of Pisces this summer. That a lot of doom and gloom will fall down, and people want practical, real life experience and results. They want to implement it. And so, why is it important, especially for projectors? Because I see my role really as I'm gonna work mostly with projectors and then with 6 lines. I also work with other types. I have other type clients, but the 2 important impact makers and leaders after 2027 will be 6 lines and projectors. Everyone else will be in their genius as well, but these 2 are key lines and key types as projectors to pull out and amplify the genius in others. So I need to focus on the elite, on these people, so that the ripple effect gets amplified. If those people are not fully living in their design, especially projectors, correctly, we have hard times. We have really hard times. And so for me, I went through a lot the last weekend. It felt like this weekend felt like one of the Cambo sessions that I had in LA. And the interesting thing is, it's a long time ago that I did Cambo, but it was around my birthday, and I think it was around this time this year. I think so. I think it was the 21st. Holy crap. See? So there's a pressure energy of the 60 always, and then you do certain medicine or not, or even now at this moment I don't need any medicine anymore, but to mutate into a new existence. So what I wrote as note down is that the problem that I see in this industry with projectors in particular is that we see. Now, let's go back first. Why we came back from the teaching, right? Okay, I'm having hard times as a projector. I'm just dropping conditioning. We all have hard times to get out of the conditioning. That's not easy, and that's why I always recommend to have another projector as a mentor to learn more about this. And actually, lucky you, your magnetic monopole brought you in here. I am later announcing the 3-day projector event. So if you have never ever joined any of my spaces yet, that's going to be the 3-day projector event happening on the 28th, 29th, and 30th. And I invite you to join, and you will learn a lot about creating the right recognition, positioning yourself as a projector, creating the right recognition, creating offers that actually sell, and understanding the concept of invitation on a mechanical level for your specifics, design specifics. And we have 3 days where I break all this down. Also what I wished I had known before and way earlier. So I will put the link into my link tree later tonight, so you can get it there, or just watch my stories there. You can join then. if you're a projector. We got from this, I don't want to teach anymore. Why do we don't want to teach anymore is because we don't need to teach. If someone embodies their 6-line experience, all your 6 lines, you know how hard it is. Yes, absolutely. It is also for projectors who not own a business, because it will give you an understanding about how your aura works. Oh my God, now all the questions are coming. Okay. Petra, really good. Is it suitable for projectors not in business? Yes. Sounds great. The invention is a bit of a mystery. So it is not a mystery if you trust your authority and if you felt the pull. If you want to learn to get out of your conditioning, then this is the class for you. I'm a 6-line. I give you advice. So if not getting into your head is what you want to learn, then trust your authority, trust your feeling, and join that. If you think about making a decision, it's not for you. This is for the ones who really trust their authority. And it is for anyone, any projector, let's say any projector, because you always get to sell something. If you don't have a business, you have to understand what it means to be recognized and invited, to even share your opinion. And I know so many projectors do not feel recognized even by the closest in their family. Not understood, always different, too much, too deep, too direct, too different. These 3 things. To really understand why this is and how to handle this and how to liberate yourself from the pressure of needing to fit in, feeling to be too much. Try always explaining yourself why you see things differently, or why you do things differently, or why you want to be alone and not with people, or this feeling of bitterness coming up if you don't feel seen. Even this, yeah, I've been there. And maybe, I don't know if Paulina is still on here or any other theta, like once you understand certain things about, because they are very quickly, I heard you told me about do yesterday and I followed my emotions and didn't do more work because I would have been from the mind. Yes, exactly. So, and it takes a lot of trust and courage to step out of this conditioning of the mind to say, but you should. And it only helps you to hear that from another projector who's been there. I would not have trusted a sacral or a manifester. They don't get us. And it is okay. It's not, I do not expect this, because it is different, a different mechanics, and it is a different geometry of our aura, and you cannot expect it from your coach, if this is not a projector, to understand you the way how you're designed to be, or from your other family members. We cannot expect this. And the recognition comes through another projector who is on your team, on your side, in your back pocket, you can talk to. I am creating a space for projectors. This came last night about a projector mentorship. It's not a membership. I don't do memberships, but a projector just for projectors. It's just that sacred space. And there's going to be not teaching classes. It's about having like-minded people around you. We need that. Like I heard the voice saying, gather them all in a room. Gather them. Potency, projector auras, amp them up, empower them, projector army, elite projector leaders, elite entrepreneurs, projectors, all this what I heard, like, okay, so how do I do it? And I don't think how, I just follow my intuitive creation. I see myself as a role model for creative leadership and full of self-expression. And I'm an artist, I'm creator. And yes, I'm a business owner, I'm a CEO, I'm but and most importantly, I'm a projector and a guide, and I'm in. Let's go. Yes, Nadia. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, 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 okay. So make sure these comments won't be captured. Make sure you send me a DM after this, okay? No, yeah, send me a DM, and so that we will, my team, Christina will be in my DMs and send you then the link for the class for the 3 day. Okay, so the 3 day class, I see it really as a room full of predictors, and it is very powerful if you take this work seriously. Yeah. So why are we? I want to come back to this one thing of teaching. We are, hi Stella. We are we got conditioned through this industry of, we are in this information in this day and age, right? We are in the first line energy. It is about knowing more. And after 2027, even the internet like it is today won't exist anymore. So the ones among us who are have experienced the creation of the internet, really, I was sitting in the classroom. I was observing one of our students, my friends, had the very first laptop, like very, very first laptop. And I was staring at that thing, and then the very first mobile phone that I had. Like, I am one of these generations that I'm like, yeah, I can remember it. And I will be part of the generation who will also see the internet not existing anymore in that way, how it started. So we will move into an era where people who have the information, it's interesting because on the one side, we have this massive innovation with Aquarius coming in, of even more innovation, even more artificial intelligence and technical progress. But in the end, it comes down to individualism and embodiment of that knowledge. Just because you have all the courses on your storage of your laptop does not make you more successful, because when the laptop goes down the hill, or even you no, there are other methods of. So first, we will have access. The ones who are correct, the ones who are on the right timeline after this March, will have very clear telepathic, so telepathy, and energetics communication will be a thing. We have other tools to communicate, definitely. The metaverse is one, Web.3 is an evolution of it all. But what I'm talking about is, like, you Google everything. It's not, even last November, there is a parallel platform for Google, and Google takes 1 year to get 1 million new users on that platform. And they started it on November 21st, and they got 1 million in 1 day. So there is, and now we have Uranus today direct, right? It is about how relationships, it's about resources and awakening and innovation, and there will be a lot of new things coming. So when we have, and by the way, I do believe, Paulina, that maybe you're not interested anymore to work overseas. So for me, for example, I noticed my fractal is more and more bringing European people into my world, and I also feel we will also have communities in real life events. People ask that more. So there will also be a natural, maybe it seems coming back, but the more we go into a virtual reality, we are still humans, and there are humans who are on the correct timeline who know the value of in real life connections. And you know what? The more powerful, there is more power in real life connections. Still, this is powerful what we're doing here, but when we talk to each other and have acoustics exchanged, this is where mutation happens. And then imagine aura. in aura is the most powerful work that you can do to transcend and access, make shifts faster. They know that. So why would it be an intention to have everyone in the virtual world and tied to an avatar instead of meeting in person and touching and hugging and talking to each other and having real aura exchange? The program. So that is one thing. And then when we talk about this entire teaching, why do we want to teach anymore? Because we feel the ones who already sense and feel the calling for something bigger, and there are a lot of projectors on 6 lines, it does not work, it does not help. So this is all stuck here. It has to be integrated in the body. So the ones who stand out and recognized by the embodiment of their work, they attract more, and it's more truthful, it's more authentic, and it actually sells. When you see me, why are these not even me? Yeah, but you can even see me. Like, let's do it this way. Transformation. When you even some clients of mine, I use still good content from a year ago or even 6 months ago, and I see myself transforming also on the outside. So it is life proof. I have life proof. And you know what? The life proof of my work is actually not how much money I make. Because for a projector, the first thing to understand is our success doesn't come from money. It comes from recognition. You need more guidance. Long time. From now forward, this will help you mutate and come back to your true self. But you know what? You can trust yourself, because your magnetic monopole pulled you exactly to this live stream where you heard this. So when we always trust our bodies and get really into passenger consciousness, then you don't have to think so much. All this thinking is slowing you down. And this thinking distorts the eyes, the perspective, the view of a projector, and you get pulled into transference, and that means your mechanics are off. It's distorted, and then projectors become invisible. Yeah, and that's why a lot of projectors make a shit ton of money and still feel not seen, not recognized, and feel they dim their light, they dim their intelligence, they cannot really go deep. We want to go deep with people, but a lot of projectors think they have to sell their offers to get people into their rooms to go deep with them, then by selling themselves short, staying on a surface layer, using words and stories and talk about pain points and giving quick fix and step-by-step solutions. This is boring. And actually it is selling your soul. It feels so ugh. So the Maya is always there. I don't know how you define Maya, but the thing is, you don't get recognized if you seek validation by money. This is not recognition. This is what I see with a lot of projectors. You have never experienced recognition. You use this word. It's being seen. And people give you a little bit of attention and affirmation, validation. That's usually the not self around the ego and the biggest not self of a projector to not feeling seen. The first time when I worked with a projector who is integrated in their design as my mentor, I was blown away. Like, this is it. This is it. Has nothing to do with anything that you sell or offer, because this is what I also notice is that the offers that a lot of projectors put out there are not even in their genius, are not even things that people recognize in them. The entire offer creation, I shared a little bit yesterday in the HD Lounge projector call, the entire offer creation is not based on recognition, it's on an idea. It's not a correct invitation. So we will talk about this in the 3-day event. What requires an invitation, and how do projectors actually create offers? Totally different than money gens and generators. So what we get learned in this industry is how do we are of value to others? How do we are of value to others? By either sharing our experience, and this is a little bit of sixth line, right? But the thing is, if I teach you how I did it, doesn't work for you. And it's not meant to do. And I even have no idea because the second line at some point. I'm just here to model you that it is possible, that success is possible in a way that you never thought, by being yourself. Unapologetically, without explaining why, how, what you do, even by not saying anything until someone asks you for advice. All this forward, see me, here's my value, is validation. So when I lean back and say I'm a sixth line, ask me, and if it's correct, I answer. If it's not, I don't. That is a sixth line. But when we got into this industry, it says Y.E.S. I love it. Today is perfect. Christina, thank you. Keep going. Yes, and you know how it's easier to break? By having people in your view, especially for projectors. You have to look at people. Who you observe, you absorb. So the more you watch me doing it, especially behind the scenes, and we have this conversation, the more you normalize and decondition your subconscious, and gives you permission to do that too. And then we talk about, why is it hard? Why do you feel this pressure coming up of your not self? So Theta, I was talking about this in our last stage call, and also in the recognition class. But we will talk about this even more in the 3 days. So all the questions that you asked as projectors, do we not invite others to work with us? Not really inviting. So there's in the industry, people say, especially manifest, I have an invitation for you. No, that's not correct for us. We do this differently. We wait for them to invite us to guide them. Yes, that's correct, but there's a different sequence that has to come first. First, there needs to be recognition. But the recognition for you, your channels, your system, there has to be recognition for the offer that you create. But the question is, how do you create the correct offer? It is, at some point, it is the same. Yeah, I know this is a good point, because there is. So first, I'm gonna go into this in the 3 days deeper. Where Theta is in, for all of you who are new to my world, the stage is my signature 6-week mentorship for projectors. This is the most powerful work that I do with projectors, and this is one thing we dove deep into, and the question is really good. They say out there that projectors don't need to be invited by projectors, but to be honest, recognition has always to be there. So if I am now at a point where I do not do anything if someone does not really recognize that in me, especially as a 6th line. And for you as a 2-5 theta with the big projection, a 2-5 projector has a triple projection field. It must be even more clear that there is recognition for what you want to be invited for, even when it's from projector to projector. Okay, let's chat about this tomorrow in the stage Telegram chat. I'm going to go deeper into this. Post the question there again that you have. Then I can answer it tomorrow. So why I was talking about what we are taught from this industry is teach what you learned, what you have overcome, how can you give value, right? So you come into this as a coach. And I was sitting there last night and I was working on getting inspired by how this show gonna evolve. And how does the show evolve? By me observing other people. That's it. I'm a projector. I share every Sunday what I observe. So what I observe is that even the concept of a coach in this coaching industry, not everyone is designed to be a coach. Why so many are now breaking out of this role, like, fuck it, I don't want to be a coach, especially if you have, hi Lisa, good to see you, how are you? If you have, the more individual channels you have, you don't want to support anyone else. You empower the others by you being yourself. So a coach is supporting, a mentor, gives guidance, empowers, gives answers. But in the end, for all of the individuals that I have in my world, we create a different business concept, totally different. Like, not having responsibility for any clients is the best way, right? So there's this two things. When you come into this industry and you want to start a business online, then of course, what you have to do to make money online is you have to have a product, an offer. And you have to know how to market and sell it. And then the third thing is leadership, because you have to build and create something. Then you got to sell and market it, and then you got to, especially as projectors, you got to lead a team if you want to scale. Leadership is and guiding and guiding your clients and leading your clients. Like, first you create something, then you sell it, and then when you sold it, you're going to deliver it, and you have to be really good at doing that to be able to scale. So I'm not talking about this leadership, but I even thought it is different for projectors to be coaches. Totally different. So many projectors burn themselves out because they delivering the wrong way. But let's just stick with the first two, creating offers and selling and marketing. So the industry says, you know what, you're in the coaching industry, so you have to be a coach. And if you want to be a coach, you're going to give value. So how do you give value? There are two things that you can give value with. Is you're going to package up what you learned, what you have overcome, right? You all have experienced certain shit in your life. You have experienced certain things that you have overcome, healed, whatever, learned, studied. Some knowledge is there. Again, information, even if the information is coming through your own life experience. And if you're a third line, congratulations. You have a lot of stories to tell and a lot of life experience, which is your gift, which is your biggest gift. And us 6 lines as well. But you know what? This whole overcoming and healing, that's why we have this whole spiritual industry and healing industry and all that. Let's say niches, if it's not an industry, but the niches within that industry. It's all coming from the not self. All these offers, all these topics, everything is coming from the not self. How much value is that? It served you to get into yourself, but it's nothing that actually you want to be recognized for over and over and over and over again. If you have overcome it, congratulations. Now let's focus on your genius and let's dial that shit up and market and put sprinkles on and position yourself as a projector, hopefully premium, high end, yeah, because your attention is the highest value and you cannot feed the masses. You cannot scale your programs with hundreds of people. So we got to be high end, high ticket. And that gets to be your definition, not your undefined centers and your openness in your chart. And everything that comes from healing and learning is conditioning. So the more you integrate, the more you heal, the less you want to talk about that and guide others and empower others and respond to others' shit. Anyone agrees here? My juice is empty. So if we don't want to teach what we learned and don't want to always need to learn more to teach because it's not integrated, then what is the second option that this industry tells us how to make money? You're going to solve a problem. You're going to solve a problem. You're going to solve a problem. So if it says, yes, exactly. Absolutely. Yes, pity party is not a thing. So if you don't want to hear the pity party, then why are you marketing to the pities, to the little mini mice who ask, tell me how to. I did that in 2021 and I'm like, I don't want to. And then in how I delivered that shit, it was always questions. Like, can you just not ask me for the solution? Like, I'm not Google. I'm not Google. But what then happens is the second thing is you have solve a problem. Look out there what people's problem is and solve it and offer the solution. Great. Especially for projectors, because there's a difference between a generator. Bye, Jessica. There's a generator. That's the last thing. There's the generator who responds, and there's the projector who observes. But only a correct projector observes. Yeah, this is the thing. I would say you're not running it wrong. If you were a generator or a manifester, I would say you were running it on your not self. You're running it correct for your not self. If you want to continue to be your not self and always face bitterness, at some point every projector faces bitterness, even if they make a shit ton of money. But at some point they are, like Paulina said, I'm tired of pity party. That's bitterness. It just shows up in a different way. But at a certain point, you go like, ugh. And this caps your inspiration. This caps your growth. This is self-sabotage. So I'm here to change that. And you're invited to invite me officially to do that with your business. And we're going to clean it up and make you even more successful. It's easy. It's really easy. Tanya is there. Hi. And the thing is, and Tanya reminded me of it this afternoon, a lot of projectors say, I don't want to be a coach, I'm a guide, I'm a consultant, I'm an advisor. I can just see how to improve things and make it better. That is a different way of problem solving. But what is the point is that generators respond to the symptoms. So the entire main industry is created by manifestors or generators. And the projectors do a really good job to try to be a manifesting generator, trying to initiate a shit ton and are so conditioned, well trained, like Poppy to respond. But here's one thing which the mechanics are different and no projector is aware of it. That when we look at people, if a generator would look at people, and by the way, if you're a manifestor, please do not look at people at all. Look at your vision, look at where you're heading, and let the people behind. Okay, just a reminder. And generators, if you are generators respond to people's symptoms. So a little person is here, I'm struggling with that. And they go like, okay, here's my solution. It's a Band-Aid. They rip a Band-Aid around it. And the projector comes in and says, I see the problem. The problem is not because your finger is bleeding. The problem is because you cannot cut this thing with this mice. with this knife. You have to use a different tool. So there's this person, and it's bleeding, and every generator puts more band-aids on it, and maybe there's a band-aid with Mickey Mouse on it, and this person is like, oh my god, I have a band-aid with Mickey Mouse, great, and I'm not bleeding for a week or for 2. I know at some point I get into a state where I don't know, but this is fun, and most of my clients know this side of me. And I want to bring that more out because I'm turning another year around the sun. I'm like, less fucks given, right? So I have a band-aid with Mickey Mouse. And the projector goes, okay. A good projector, a correct projector would go like, okay, let's wait. Let's wait until it's bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. But the most programmed and conditioned projectors are like, I tell you, it's not working. You're still bleeding. In 2 days, I see it already. Your band-aid is not working. And they're shouting and shouting. And this little person goes like, but it's working. Why are you wanting to sell me your knife cutting tool course? Why do you want me to sell you a knife cutting skill tool course, whatever, right? And the projector is like, because it would solve your problem. Don't be so stupid. So a correct projector would just keep observing and keep creating a stage, a platform, and would talk about the benefits of what they observe and what they have mastered, their skills on using knives properly to cut certain things in certain pieces without cutting their finger in pieces. So that this person goes like, oh, I have a band-aid now, but probably it would be safe. Oh, okay, I see this person talking about not cutting stuff. So let's listen. But you have to keep talking about cutting stuff. And you have to stop talking about band-aids. And so this is the thing what trips most projectors up, because we see the source, the problem. We don't see the symptom, but most projectors are selling to the symptom. And so what that means for your offer, for your business, this is what I do with my clients. And so while I'm doing that in the stage with my client, there's such a big aha moment and such a relief, because they can finally lean back, know what to do instead, how to create attention, awareness, recognition, and then you bet you can just lean back and wait that this little person will cut their finger again. And this time now, I hear silence on the other side of my phone right now that looks like this. Shit. That's exactly what I'm doing. I can sense that. I have touch cognition. So when the comments stop being busy, I know every projector goes like, fuck. Today is a good show. Today is a fucking good show. I love it. I have fun. Do you have fun? Do you have fun? Do you know why I'm doing this? Do you know why I'm doing this? Because I have desire motivation. It's not because I want your attention. I don't need that shit anymore. I'm over it. I do this because I want you to be successful, finally. And we stop it. We're in 2023. We do not have time. Time is ticking. You got to be successful. We got to zhuzh up your business in such a lean streamed way where my spleen cuts off all the fluff and all too muchness. And in 2-minute Voxer back and forth, you have so much more awareness than after what you did the entire time. So desire motivation is not about me, what I want. It's about that I want that you get what you want. Okay? So maybe some of you thinking like, oh, we better talk about certain business opportunities together. That's a possibility. So that is the reason why this whole concept around sell the solution for your problem doesn't work. And then what the good projector does, fuck, I don't know enough about my human design, so I better sign up for this course about human design or join the human design app, and then I learn to become a good projector. It's a band-aid. It's a band-aid. It's a band-aid. Yeah, thank you, Petra, for the recognition. Authenticity and truth is the thing that will be felt and seen. It's not that I was not authentic the other time, I was just working through my ego and some not self stuff from projectors, and that's totally normal. And this is the thing. I want to see more projectors talking about the real work that they're doing behind the scenes, and we're gonna market that, and that's my biggest gift, and I'm owning it. So you were invited to let this sink in. It was really fun. If you want to have so much the same design as you, and we're both ginger, and I'm gonna tell you we're not the same, but I'm so happy that you're here, and that's so amazing. We're all so unique. We're so unique, and you have such amazing gifts, and to get together, all projectors together are even more potent, because only a projector can understand about themselves when we see another one. We can only learn about ourselves through the other. It does not work differently. That's the point. So that's why the biggest value and benefit my clients experience when they are in calls together, where we talk about different things, where we can see each other, but then also, of course, the one-on-one connection, the attention, the pure, just intimate one-on-one with me. Okay, if you feel you desire your help, you're so amazing, Doreen. I love you so much. Send me a message, and I kind of tell you more about the different ways to work with me. Okay, there's the stage at the biggest projector mentorship coming up in February again, opening doors again. And then, of course, my one-on-one and the HD lounge. So that is the current bigger things. And then there are a couple of smaller things. Thank you so much. Oh my God. She empowered me to radically follow my body and to let go of my old business. Yes. You're such a courageous woman, and I'm so excited for you and your husband to create something so much bigger. Power couples, definitely. I sent a message to your team. Okay, Nadia. Christina, could you check the team account? That would be amazing. Okay. We will get amazing. Okay. So we're going to close this off today. Keep an eye on my stories. QM, I don't know what QM is. Will you? Can you please type a little bit German? That would be amazing. Okay. Thank you. So, announcement. 3-day projector event, 28th, 29th, 30th. The registration opens tomorrow. Keep an eye on my stories, on my Linktree to register. And any other inquiries of working together on your business, send me a message. Okay. Next Sunday will not be the show. We will have the projector event. I will be in Munich, and on Friday is my birthday, so there's gonna be a lot that's going on. I'm very excited. Thank you so much. And if you truly want to show your appreciation and recognition, then you can share this live stream, or you can share a post of mine and comment under my post. That would be a true sign to recognize a projector. Thank you. Have a great rest of your evening, day, and night. I talk to you soon.